Good morning, or at least this morning when I'm doing this. This is South Coast Kane, and this is another edition of Patio Perspectives. As you can see, the title says, "The gloves have come off, Mr. at Draper, at Mr. Draper 5." See, look, no gloves, no gloves. So, here's the point of this video. They got this individual on the X, goes by the at Mr. Draper 5. Okay? Yeah. Max won. Max won the Amola. Okay. Congratulations. But guess what? No. This individual wants to act like Mario snagged another 5+ star recruit. All you see on my X is max this, max that. Okay? Well, yes, Red Bull finally won a race, even though one of their cars was in the wall, flipped over during. Hello, Katie. Hello, Cuban. Even though one of the Red Bulls was flipped over in the gravel and crap, but hey, it's cool. They only had one car, but still, yes, Max won. Congratulations. But this dude, he wants to get on there. He wants to talk all this noise about Max, 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 Max. Okay, but guess what? He got one race. I know that's more than what Ferrari has, and I offer my congratulatory salutations or whatever. But this dude here, let me tell you, I don't know what his problem is. He won't shut up. Max, 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 Max. But let me tell you something there, Mr. Draper 5. Okay? Yes. They had a parade, and it was a Mola. It was Ferrari's home track. And you got to keep the fans happy. You got to grease some palms. No diddy. And, you got to keep the Tifosi happy. Okay? But let me tell you something. At Mr. Draper 5. Sunday, Monaco, baby. Oh yeah, Monaco. This is going to be Sir Lewis Hamilton's come out party in victory. Oh yeah. No, Katie. The best thing Sir Lewis did was come to Ferrari. And I'm just saying, it's no secret, okay? It's no secret, okay? McLaren comes out with this innovative rear brake duct cooling system that keeps the rear tires cool. And of all teams to sit there and go to the Mafia or the MAFIA to say that they're cheating was Red Bull. But I digress. And that's one thing I can say. That's one thing Ferrari has on Red Bull. Nobody can accuse Ferrari of cheating. Okay? We own that. You can't sit there and say Ferrari's cheating. Even though they denied us because at the end of the race, a couple of races ago, they were overweight by I don't know, a gram. Okay? But anyway, I just wanted to say, as a video response to this at Mr. Draper 5, yeah, I'm going to let you have your moment with Red Bull. Okay? You got until, let's see, qualifying is Saturday. So, yeah, you got a few days to have your fun. But I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Draper 5, I think you are in denial, and you are just deflecting away from the fact that the Marlins are 10 games out of first. Now, yeah, My Mets did lose 2 out of 3 to the Spankies. You know, the team that Mario emulates the Hurricanes after, and that trying to buy a championship. Oh, you know, can't help it that Pete Alonso from Florida can't throw the ball 90 feet from first base to home and hit the catcher in the glove. But that's beside the point. Ah, right now, Mr. Draper 5, all he has his hat to hang on is two things. One, Max. And two, the Panthers are moving on in the hockey champion play. Whatever the hell they do on that crap. Okay, I'm not a hockey fan. I don't know the first thing about hockey. But obviously, that's a big thing for 'em. Now, one thing I do like about Mr. Draper 5 is he is a fellow Dolphins fan, so I cut him a little slack. I don't get too rude with him, but you know, all this Max talk, you know, it is what it is. I mean, the powers that be at Formula One, they won't Max. They're trying to dictate the narrative and let Max win. You see, they kind of look the other way. You know, all the sexual harassment charges and stuff with Christian Horner, but it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. No, I'm just being funny. I'm just being funny. Oh, in case you didn't know, in case you didn't know, Mr. Draper 5 is the lovely and talented Cuban Kane. If you have followed the channel or watched any of our debacles, you know about Cuban Kane. Oh, just a little fun that we have. Mr. Cuban is a Red Bull fan. I'm a Ferrari fan. Miss Katie, I think she's still hanging out with Mercedes. But we just like to have a little fun with each other. And I just wanted to come on here and just kind of, you know, poke the line or whatever. But nah, oh, it's crazy, dude. In all seriousness, no, this is complete seriousness. Everything else was just BS. But in all seriousness, though, I mean, let's face it, man. Red Bull is doing it. Red Bull is Red Bull. Red Bull is kicking ass. McLaren, yeah, they've developed this rear duct system on the brakes to keep the rear tires cool. So I mean, they're like scalded apes going down the road. Little Kimmy for Mercedes, I mean, they're doing good things. Ferrari, I don't know what the hell they're doing. I think, honestly, I think they have enlisted the services of Mario and Mirabel. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know. But it's very, as a Ferrari fan, but as a Ferrari fan, it's very, it's interesting that you qualify. What did they qualify, like ninth and 11th, 10th and 11th at Imola, their home track, the track that they practice on, the track that they race. Ferrari has been racing on for ever. Okay, and it's like it really does tick me off that Ferrari should know every inch of that track, or excuse me, as the fine folks across the pond say, every centimeter of the track. They should know all the sweet spots, kind of like the Celtics in the Garden back in the day, the Lakers at the Forum back in the day, even my man Dr. J at the, where they play? The Sixers played at the Spectrum, I believe. But still, the fact of the matter is, you know, with Ferrari losing like that and performing like that at Imola, it brings back shades of Mario and Middle Tennessee State. Yes, I said it. Okay. Oh, but yeah, you're right, Cuban. I don't know what McLaren did, but oh my God, them papaya rockets, man. Jeez Louise. But I mean, in all seriousness though, I've always liked little Yuki Tsunoda, and once he gets the feel for that car, I think Yuki's going to be good for Red Bull. You know, next week, this coming Sunday or this coming weekend, they race at Monaco. That's like that is my favorite race of the season. Honestly, I've always liked Monaco, so and qualifying at Monaco is so important because when it comes to race day, you really can't pass at Monaco. You know, Leclerc proved that last year, and the winners from previous years have proved that. But you know, uh, I don't know what Vasseur is. Freddie. I don't know what Freddie is playing at, but yeah, you know, with what McLaren's doing, man, McLaren is the team to beat. You got to give them credit. They figured it out. But here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. So, not trying to dismiss this season, okay? But remember, next season you get a brand new car and Team Cadillac. That's right, Team Cadillac. That's gonna be like my second favorite team. I've been waiting. When they said Cadillac had a chance, oh man, look. As a proud Cadillac owner, oh yeah, I'll be rooting for Cadillac. You know, of course they'll probably get somebody like Logan Sargent or uh, Roman Grosjean to drive the car, and it'll be in the friggin' wall every week. But that's beside the point. But nah, I just I just wanted to come on here, have a little fun. I had work last night, so I'm just trying to enjoy a little peace and quiet on the patio. But this Mr. Draper 5 just said, no, you're not going to do that. We're going to continue to talk about the Imola Grand Prix. So anyway, he was talking all this noise, and I had to come on here. I had to come on here and say, hey, damn, look, real quick, sidebar, tangent. I don't know where y'all at. I know most of y'all are in South Florida, but here in South Louisiana, this past week, these little I say little, but they're these little black gnats. I don't know what you call them, okay, but them bad boys, they are all over the place, and they are just totally disrupting my patio time. I mean, they get in my cup, they fly in my face, fly in my eye. I'm like, I know we got enough critters flying around in the air, and I know you fine folks in South Florida know exactly what I'm talking about. But for you fine folks that are like, north of, you know, whatever, I-20, you don't get it. But these little black gnats are getting on my nerves. But anyway, yeah, I guess the dog hawked it up. I don't know. But yeah, how you like that, Cuban? I didn't know that, dude. I was, in between the the little back and forth, and the little short came up on the YouTube. And I'm like, that's friggin' cool. That was a stroke of genius. And it made perfect sense. But anyway, oh, other than that, yeah, I just wanted to get on here, have a little fun on a Monday because I know most of y'all are probably at work. Unlike me, I'm on my day off, so I just having fun. Uh, Programming update as of now, yes, we will still get together. Probably Sunday, or we can do it Monday or whatever. I just didn't want to interfere with the Memorial Day holiday weekend, but I want to get this new Rise of the Fall out the way, and I know that it is going to Cuban. I ain't gonna get sensitive, you know. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I do want to. I really want to do the uh, the episode 21, Rise of the Fall. I'd like to do it Sunday. Uh, I might do it a little early on Sunday, say like a 7 o'clock Eastern time or whatever. I don't know, but it is going to be a hot topic because one thing about this Rise of the Fall series, the closer we get or have gotten to now, vis-a-vis the new episode regarding last season. It's all fresh in our mind. We all know what happened. We know what we saw, and there are going to be some good discussions. Oh, probably going to be a lot of ranting and raving, a lot of "I told you so," but it is what it is. And also, probably sometime in June, maybe. I would really like to have a show where we take offense and defense and special teams. I know I talked about this before, but what I would like to do is take the roster, okay, and okay, who you got? Who you got as your starting offensive line? Who do you have as starting quarterback, tight end, wide receiver, defensive line, etc., etc.? And I'd like to do both offense and defense and special teams together, but I have a feeling, okay, and it's not gas or anything, but I have a feeling that offense is going to have their own show, and defense is going to have their own show. And special teams, they'll be out there running laps, and they'll just get thrown in wherever. But yeah, I mean, really not much to talk about right now vis-a-vis Miami football because like I said, they did not want us to watch the spring game. Two, that way the CCC can distribute their narrative. Speaking of narratives, I did see on the X, okay, that uh crap, what was his name? Somebody called Miami fan wearing the tinfoil hats saying that 247 is, against Miami and underranking recruits, wada yada 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 yada. Whatever. Oh, I really don't care. I don't care what the recruit comes in, whatever star ranking the recruit has, because I've talked about it couple of episodes ago on the Patio Perspectives that the playing field will be the dictator and evaluator at the end of the day. You know, and right now, again, everybody's right, everybody's wrong. Everybody's all hyped about the Cantwell, and we'll see. We'll see. I don't know, maybe because I'm just old, I don't know. But all this, excuse me, all this excitement over a highly touted recruit, this highly touted transfer now, I mean, it's cool, it's good, but what's going to happen on the field? Oh my Lord, we got Crip. Crip, how you been, man? I hope you've been doing well, bruh. Glad to see you here. But again, it's no hate. I really try to stay open minded. Um, I really don't want to. I don't want to sit here and judge 2025 based on 2024, but unfortunately, you know, all I have all I have as a metric is last year. Okay? And all I can do is hope that since last year at the Poop Tarts Bowl that things have developed and gotten better. So I think this season, especially with the rise of the fall, um, I'm going to try to stay more, how can I say it, fact based oriented. In other words, yes, you have the numbers, you have the stats, but also the eye test of what we see in the game. Okay? And what I mean by that is last season. Oh, Crip, you've been playing Marvel Rivals. Okay, buddy. Cool, cool, cool. And yeah, you're right, Katie. You can't win the ACC if you aren't five. Well, I mean, it is, and honestly, Miami's been getting their butts kicked by teams that are loaded with 3 stars and 4 stars. Seriously, look at Georgia Tech. How many 5 stars has Georgia Tech had in 20 years versus Miami? I could tell you, but I have to go look for my. But anyway, what I'm saying is, oh, I just watched a little bird there. Sorry, but my thing is, like, for instance, okay, let's talk about the offensive line, hot button topic. Okay, hot button topic. A lot of opinions about Mirabelle, a lot of whatever. So, and I'm not. This is not. I'm not picking on an individual, a player. I'm not ridiculing or judging a player. I never do that. So I take Markel Bell. Okay, he came to Miami last year. He was the junior college All American. He was the junior college shit when it came to offensive line. And what I saw on the field was he was very slow. His footwork was very slow. He allowed a lot of folks to get around him. And I can understand that like the first game because you're going from junior college to actual Division 1 uh, game day, game time situations. Things may be a little fast. I get it. But unfortunately, as the season progressed, Mr. Markel did not. And I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm putting this all on the coaches. Okay? Mirabelle. I put it on Mirabelle. Didn't develop. Okay? Uh, and Francis Malagoa, 61. Okay, we all saw what we saw last year. Now all of a sudden he's projected to be a number 1 draft, a first round draft pick. What has happened? You know? And I know it's just the hype machine, it's the PR division of the athletic department. I get it. I get it. But I tell you, from what I saw from the USF game last year until the Poop Tart Bowl game, as far as offensive line, I didn't see anything. Okay, and I know that PFF or whoever they come out with, Malagoa only allowed 1 sack, yada 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 yada. But what they fail to tell you is Mr. Cam Ward and his God-given athletic ability was able to elude a lot of those normally sacks. Okay? And this is not a knock. This is not a knock. I am not putting down on Malagoa whatsoever. It's just, it is what it is. Cam was able to escape and get out of harm's way. Yeah, there was this one guy, very, very insightful young man who, and I believe it was the USF game, that dubbed Cam as the deodorant. A lot of people laughed. A lot of people scoffed. A lot of people insulted and slung their arrows. But, I mean, again, this is not me trying to impose an agenda or anything or be negative or be. Go watch the game film. I'm not talking highlights. Go watch the games. And you will see it. I promise you, you will see it. And I don't want to sit here and make a bold prediction right now, but if Sid the Sloth, I'm sorry, if Mr. Beck, I hate to say it, but he is not Cam Ward as far as elusiveness. Okay, I have a feeling if everything stays status quo vis-a-vis the offensive line, that Mr. Beck is going to have a very, very dirty uniform by the end of the first quarter. I'm just saying, you know, if you agree, you agree. You would disagree, you disagree. But I will invite you to watch the offensive line play from last year. And basically, you're going to have the same offensive line. I'm pretty sure Bell will be on one side, Malago will be on the other side. You'll have our third transfer center in. Forgive me for not knowing the names. I guess I'm not a real fan if I don't know the names. Oh, and you're going to have the same thing. And unfortunately, as of right now, May, what's the date? Today's the 19th. Wow. As of May 19th, I just don't think, from what I've seen, because I was not allowed to watch the spring game, okay? But as of right now, I just don't see the offense being very prolific. Seriously. Defense, hopefully. But, I still, I hate to keep bringing this up, but I really like to know, what did Samson do? I know he had the injury back in 2023, but I was told, I was told, when Samson signed with Miami, you had the same pomp and circumstance that Cantwell has had. Samson had the same pomp and circumstance that Malagoa had. We had two five-star offensive tackles coming to Miami. You had the same rhetoric. You had the same hoopla. You had the same enthusiasm. Okay? But why isn't Sampson on the field? I understand he was injured in 2023, but he made some appearances in 2024. What is Maribal doing? Okay. Yeah. Exactly, Cuban. Exactly, Cuban. I understand. I mean, you can't expect, a kid straight out of high school to be able to perform on the offensive line. I know that. I'm not dumb. I'm not that crazy. Not that naive. But what I'm saying is, Malagoa Sampson basically got the same pomp and circumstance as Cantwell. And this is not a knock on any of those kids. I'm talking about the CCC and their narrative. Okay? And I have a bad I have a bad feeling, okay, that I got a feeling that Sampson's going to end up transferring, because the 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 pressure, the social media, I don't want to say social media, but I could see Cantwell getting more playing time than Sampson. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am. Now, with that being said, why can't Sampson be moved to like a guard or something? I don't know. I'm not Mirabal. I don't proclaim to be an offensive line guru. I just see what I see on film and on the video replays. You know? Oh. And, and you're right, Katie. You're right. Malgo is a run blocker. The only thing is, you have to have some balance. You have to have, you got to be able to have a balance between run blocking and pass blocking. Now, in all fairness, because I try to be fair, I try not to piss too many people off with my views. It's probably too late for that. But anyway, you know, if I mean, if you're going to run the ball, you can't have certain offensive linemen in there, and if you're going to pass the ball, you can't have a certain set of offensive linemen in there. Okay, I mean, you're tipping your hand. That is where the illustrious social media proclaimed offensive line guru that is Maribel. Okay, and again, if Maribel, in conjunction with Mario Cristobal, if they are these offensive gurus who have put all of these offensive linemen in the NFL, I think it's like what, two or three, but I was told that they have put all this talent into the NFL. Then Maribel, Mario, whoever should be able to develop and coach these young men and how to be effective pass blockers and run blockers. Now, in all fairness, when it came to Cam Ward, you really didn't know what he was going to do. Is he running? Is he passing? I don't know. But one thing I do know is when Cam was running for his life last season, you had at least four, probably five offensive linemen just looking around, watching the play. Somebody get him some popcorn. Hey, you want a Coke with that, Malagoa? Bell, you want a hot dog while you watch? You know, but there was no development. That was the whole thing. Okay, now, with all that crap said, August 31st against Notre Dame, we are going to find out if the offensive line has it or they don't. You know, we'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping they do. Unfortunately, year 4 has not been very kind to the last 3 or 4 coaches. I mean, oh hell, what's his face? I done got stupid now. I done forgot. Oh, but regardless of the fact, year 3 is usually the best year. Year 4 really hasn't been that good. Just look at the numbers. You know. Oh, but you know it is what it is. It's going to be a wonderful off season. I mean, we're getting close. We are getting close. And right now, people, in my opinion, I say people, but the fan base, the social media Miami contingency, they're hungry for whatever they're going to take. They're going to take it all hook, line, and sinker. Um, but the CCC is going to pump out some stuff. All right. And we'll see. Because you're going to have all this chatter from the CCC between now and August 30th or till August 31st before kickoff. And then once kickoff happens, we'll see. You know. But Mark Richt, oh my God, what is wrong with me? Mark Richt is the anomaly. But in the last 20 years, year 4 has not been very successful. When I say successful, in comparison to year 3. Now, last point, and I'm going to shut up. So last year, Miami goes 10-3. And what does everybody say? Miami had the best record since 20 years. They won 10 games. It was their best record for 20 years. They were great. I mean, they're not lying, but let's just lightly recap. Your 3 losses came to Georgia Tech, a 21-point lead blown to Syracuse, and then Uh, Iowa State. Uh, I know it's 2017, but they don't count 2017. They say Miami won 10 games. This is the great 2025. Or excuse me, 2024 was the greatest season in 20 years. I know 2017. I'm with you, Cube. But what they say, why aren't you happy for the 10 wins? That's the best win total in whatever. You're a hater. Again, how many times, matter of fact, when we did, I think we did like a pre-season show, I believe, and we looked at the schedule. And I have to give another shout out to Shad because he called out the Syracuse game. We all laughed at him. We all thought he is off his rocker. Maybe he'd been up too late feeding baby Shad. I don't know, but you know. And again, we told everybody, just like during the rise of the fall season, every time the schedule comes out, oh well, that's an easy schedule. Easy schedule. You know? Oh, and it's just it's crazy. I mean, yes, Miami went 10-3. But you know what? 10-3 got you exactly the same thing 6-6 would have got you. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Yeah, Miami won 10 games. But we're going to examine those games in less than a week. And we are going to rehash what happened. People may not like it. But that 10-3 was very it was very deceptive. Okay? And we're going to get into it. Now again, like I said, it happened last year. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And unfortunately, even though me being some old bastard and my memory doesn't work as good as it used to, I still know what happened. I know what we said. Okay? And I don't want to make any season predictions right now. But as much as I think that Miami's going to win the ACC and go to go to the playoffs because that's just what I do, realistically, I think it's going to be another one of those years, people, where, Miami doesn't even make it in the top. They may make top 3 in the ACC. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But that's it. That's really all I have. Like I said, I just wanted to get on here. I wanted to poke a little fun with Cube and have fun with him, because that's what we do. I know. I mean, we don't get in our feelings. At least me and Cuban don't. I mean, it don't bother me. I know what he's doing. Unlike, there are some folks out there that don't understand Cubans, you know, veracity or whatever, and they get all up in their feelings. They get upset. Next thing you know, it's like, I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing. But yeah, it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Um, Again, as of right now, I'm looking at doing a live episode 21 of Rise of the Fall, probably like a 7 o'clock Eastern, and it's gonna be a long one. It ain't gonna be one of those Hayru. It's not gonna be a Hayru 12, 16 hour marathon. It ain't gonna be one of those Jerry Lewis things. But it's gonna be a long one. It's gonna be a very well discussed one. It's gonna be a heated one. There will be opinions flung back and forth, and I hope it's a good debate. I really hope that there are some good points delivered. Of course, in this big melon head, I don't know how you justify last season, but it's cool. Do your thing. Nobody's going to ridicule you. So, yeah, If anything changes, I'll let you know. But when it becomes official, I will let you know. So right now, that's what we're going to do. And I know Cuban was asking about doing a comparison of having Beck on last year's team versus Cam, and I don't know. It'd be interesting, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So, anyway, that's really all I have. I hope you have a lovely Monday. I hope you, yeah, I'm an old fart. I ain't gonna lie, Crip. I ain't gonna lie. Look, I haven't shaved, and you can see. But you know what? I still got it up here, baby. Anyway, anyway. That's all I got. Thank y'all for stopping by on a Monday. I know most of y'all probably sitting at work or wherever you're sitting, but I appreciate you taking time out of your Monday. Y'all have a safe weekend or safe week. Have a very blessed week. And if you're going out of town for Memorial Day, be careful, be safe. The cops will be out, and so will the idiots. So if you go out and do your thing on Memorial Day weekend, please stay safe. Don't be stupid. I know you won't. And if you make it back for Sunday night, check us out. Hopefully, I remember how to do everything. No, I'm just joking. But if not, it's cool. It's fine. It's fine. Uh, so that's all I got. Again, thank y'all. Katie, Crip, it was good to see you, my man. Good to see you. And of course, Cuban, you know, Cubans like that bad grass that just don't want to go away. I'm joking, Cuban. I'm joking. But anyway, peace, love, and soul. Let's go, Canes. And we're going to catch y'all next time. Bye.